Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Monster Fighters, the Werewolf set. This is set number 9463. It has 243 pieces, and I paid $31 for this set plus $9 shipping, so we'll say it's $40. We'll say I paid $40 for this set. This set is retired. It was on the shelves in 2012 to 2013, roughly, when the Monster Fighters theme was an ongoing theme, and it retailed for $20 in 2012. And now it says that like Brick Set, for example, says that a new sealed inbox one goes for about $50. When I check eBay or Bricklink, yeah, it's usually hovering in that range. Like I said, I paid $31 plus some shipping, so we'll call it $40. This box is a bit damaged here and stuff like that, but as far as I know, it is sealed and complete. So that felt like it was a fine deal to me, and I love spooky stuff. I love horror stuff. There's not enough of it in Lego, and I recently looked at that Lego Creator 3-in-1 Haunted Mansion. I think it uses some similar pieces as the werewolf that's in this. And then, we're getting closer to spooky season, even though we're only partway through September. For like a horror fan like me, it's always spooky season. And so I did want to take a look at this. So in this video, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Monster Fighters The Werewolf set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. And then I wanted to talk about the build. So we start off with the minifigures, and then we build this kind of buggy, sort of hot rod kind of vehicle here, or kind of ATV, or kind of, I don't know what to call this necessarily. And I'm noticing my head is in this video more than maybe typically is. And then we could start working on the tree, which has some different functions and serves some different purposes in here. Now, I cover this at the beginning of the full review. There's some brittle brown in here, and there are some pieces that have broken. It's a tree. A lot of the tree is made of brown pieces, and so just I'm aware of that, and that does impact a little bit how I build this. I'm not pushing everything down altogether. In terms of building techniques, there's nothing like crazy here, but some different stuff for the function that I actually was able to get to work pretty well as intended, which I liked. And this came together relatively quick, even though I had to deal with pieces that were sounding like they were breaking or were not coming together super easy. So now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here is the Lego Monster Fighters The Werewolf set. This is really great. I like this a lot. The thing is, there's a lot of brown in this set, and this set is from 2012. I think pretty much from like 2010 to 2018, like reddish brown and maybe dark brown and maybe one other color had some problems with breaking and cracking and the pieces breaking. I think the Lego group officially sort of recognized this and put out a statement about it in 2018 and then or 2019, and that was after they had already like changed the formula for those colors such that that issue wouldn't happen anymore. And so I'm going to talk about this set, but some pieces in this did break. I actually was looking at a Chima set recently, which I haven't reviewed yet. It is this Ice Bite Claw Driller, and here you can see this is actually not even a reddish brown piece. That is a dark brown piece that broke, but there was some other, like pretty much all of these sort of reddish brown tiles down here are cracked, and it might be difficult to see, but they are all cracked. There's several other pieces in this set. Lego, I already talked to them regarding this one, and so I haven't reviewed this one yet, but I will be soon. And I should be getting pieces for that one. I have contacted Lego regarding this one. I hope they will send me pieces. I feel like they probably will. It's really tough because this has a lot of pieces that are the brittle brown. Not all of them broke when I put this together, but they're also not put together in the way that they should be, meaning like they're not firmly pressed down. They are and I heard several cracks, and you can hear, if you have any familiarity with these pieces when putting them together, they almost seem like they might not fit. And I know there are several pieces here that don't look like they broke, but they were very much about to break, or I could just feel it and I could hear it when building this. And so this may end up being one of these sets that like just the Lego group needs to replace all of the brown pieces in this set. I don't know how they're going to react to that. I know there are some other sets. I think the UCS, like Ewok Village, is notorious, partially because it's just full of brown pieces, and it was made during that era that it will likely have a lot of pieces that will break. So that is just something to keep in mind. I am going to go ahead and try to review this as best I can. I'll show some of the broken pieces, but hopefully I can talk about this and not do too much more damage. And then eventually, hopefully the Lego group will send me some replacements for this, which, we'll see about. The thing about it is we do have minifigures. There are minifigures in this set, including one that has some brown in it, but I don't know if it's the same brown that was Brittle. I know there are minifigures that are made with Brittle brown, and they have broken before. Minifigures are tough because Lego doesn't like actively produce them. So like as far as the minifigures in this set, they haven't made them in however long, and they would just say it's like, I guess, almost impossible to get them back. But we will look at the figures here, and I'm going to try to be very, very careful such that they don't crack. I did not hear anything weird when putting this one together, and so we will look at it. This is the Werewolf. The set is called the Werewolf, and this is the Werewolf. So I thought there was potential that this was like the similar head and stuff that was in like that recent Creator 3-in-1 Haunted Mansion. I don't think that it is anymore. The headpiece is really good. It is not dual molded. I believe the teeth are printed there, printed nose, printed kind of in the eye area, and then some different coloration here. I like how the ears were done, and all the fur behind there I thought was really quite good as well. So a really nice headpiece there. Looking at the torso, a little bit gets covered up because of the fur of the werewolf head, but I'm going to, if in this case, I'm not going to take the head off because I don't want to put these pieces through that right now, because I would really be upset if they broke. Looking at the torso, from what we can see, they kind of have like a plaid sort of shirt and some suspenders. It looks like it's kind of torn to pieces a little bit there. We can see some of the buttons and stuff. And it's like open in the center, and I think that's what all of that is. It's sort of like a ripped to shreds almost shirt or vest or something like that. We do have printing on the midsection for kind of the belt area, which is really interesting. I mean, I think those are suspenders or bracers, especially when I look at the back of the torso, because I can kind of see just the bottom where the two ones that go over the shoulder connect down. So this character is wearing suspenders and a belt, as far as I can tell, which is a little bit strange, but that is okay. And then we do have printing on the legs as well, with some more kind of rips and tears where the perhaps denim or something was torn up. The back has good detail, but it's a similar kind of thing. There's rips, there's shreds, there's the bracers or suspenders there, and different stuff. No printing on the arms. One of the really cool things about this is we have these claw pieces. That's a piece they still make, but these are glow in the dark. I think this is probably before they really improved the glow-in-the-dark bricks, which the glow-in-the-dark color that they use now in 2025 and somewhat recently, I think is probably a lot better than these. But these claw pieces are technically able to glow in the dark. So that is pretty cool. And that is the figure for the werewolf. I like this a lot and happy with it. The other one here, I'm actually not sure what to call this, but maybe this is one of the monster fighters or monster hunters or kind of a professorial looking person. And this is really cool. Now, they do have an accessory here, which seems to be like a long arm type of thing, like a rifle almost, or a blaster. This is a piece that I don't know if is used or made anymore. It's kind of like the long blaster piece, but then it has like the clip up top and stuff. And I don't know if I've seen that very much. We do add kind of the gold piece here and the gold piece here. Maybe this is a stun weapon or some other magical, science-y, fantasy thing that could immobilize or something the werewolf there. So I don't exactly know. Lego, I think, has made public statements about depictions of like actual weapons and war and different stuff when it comes to firearms and military planes and tank sets and stuff. But they do obviously do swords and shields and spears and blades and whatever, but anyway, and blasters, frankly, but we do have that there, and I don't believe that is at risk of breaking. And then looking at this character themselves, they have kind of like, I don't know, I'd call this like a pith helmet, but I don't know if that's actually right. It's white. It is kind of that almost like a safari style kind of hat there, kind of goes down a little bit ways. No hairpiece for this character. Really cool face printing. We got the kind of interesting sort of erudite facial hair with like these sideburns coming down and connecting to the mustache, but then like no beard area there, which I think is very fun. They also have like kind of a maybe robotic eye or something there. So they have kind of an eye patch, but it's like an extra like lens there as well. So that's really interesting. Very detailed torso, again, kind of professorial, kind of Indiana Jones, kind of adventurer coded torso here. They do have like a bandolier type thing, and it looks to me like they have just ammunition printed on the bandolier, but I don't actually know. And then underneath that, they have a button-up shirt with different pockets, kind of a cargo shirt there, if that exists. This character also has the belt printing. Looking at the back again, we have kind of that sash bandolier style type thing, and these look like bullets to me, but maybe that's again another thing that Lego wouldn't do anymore. I'm not 100% sure. No alternate face for this one at all, and that's okay, and no hairpiece for this one, unless what is around the bottom of the head there. There's something here that might be hard to see, which looks like some coloration or cracks or something on it just on the very bottom. It's almost like wrinkles back there, which I suppose yeah, I guess I would be surprised if that was intentional, but I don't know. No printing on the arms. We do have printing on the legs, kind of with an extra bag, a pouch of some sort, and maybe some like claws over here, maybe some trophies for fighting monsters such as the werewolf. So those are the two figures, just the two figures in this, and that is okay. And then the build itself is split up into two things. The first thing you build is this vehicle. I really like this. I think this is really cute. Again, there's something about the monster fighters that feels vaguely like pulpy and serialized, kind of like the things that inspire Indiana Jones, perhaps, which are like kind of adventurer type things. But I could see like a horror or monster themed kind of pulp action adventure kind of style thing, and I feel like this sort of fits in that mold in some way. So colors here are mostly like tan and gray and black there. We got 2 different size wheels on there, the same rim inside, so those are fine. I haven't seen this type of wheel, I don't think, where like the rim is the same and it only goes in, like, it doesn't go in the direct center, it goes in, I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. We do have a place for a figure to sit in there, so a couple studs down there. And the build for this is really simple. Starts on a 2 by like 10 or something like that, maybe 2 by 12 plate, and we build that out. We use a bracket on the back for the rear grill, the lights and stuff here. We have some more kind of grill area vented pieces, those metallic silver type pieces in there. And we got the center steering here. We do have the small piece for the windshield. The front of this, I think, is the best thing about this. It looks like we have, well, we actually use a piece, which Lego still does make, but it's kind of that revolver piece, which looks very much like a firearm type weapon. And I believe that's in its intended sort of thing. But it is used in lots of instances where it is not used as that. I think it was recently used on a build for like a droidica as part of like a part there, but we use them here for, I don't know what to call these on an engine, like exhausts or I don't know, when you have like a hot rod that has kind of, things coming out the front of it. I believe that that's what those are supposed to be, which I think is nice. We got the extra kind of lights up here. I love this piece that's used for the front grille. I believe they used that on the other Monster Fighters polybag I looked at, which was the zombie chauffeur car or coffin car or something, and I believe they use that piece as well. I also really love this silver frog here as a hood ornament. I think that's really, really fun, really, really cool. We do have some clips to maybe hold some accessories and different things, and overall, small little vehicle, kind of a buggy type thing, but it feels sort of like 30s, 40s era kind of stuff to me, which is really, really nice. And it's super simple, comes together quick, but I actually really, really like this. And then the bulk of the set is actually this kind of terrain build here. That is this kind of tree area. So there is some functionality with this, and most of the buildings in this as well. And most of the brown, reddish brown, dark brown pieces are used in this. So I just have to be aware of that. It starts on a 6 by 10, I want to say, down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we pretty early on just start building up using a lot of different shades of kind of brown, reddish brown, dark brown, a little bit of black in there, some tan, some different stuff. And we build up this tree, and there's some functionality here. It uses a lot of like round bricks, a lot of these like bricks with the kind of groove in them, some 1 by 1 round like cylinder pieces. A lot of these slopes here, I believe broke. There's a couple masonry bricks around the bottom in there, and this kind of creates like it's a tree. It's kind of a lookout thing. It's kind of a trap. It almost to me appears as like kind of a shrine of some sort. We do have some leaf pieces here up at the front, kind of at the top there, and then we have the darker ones over here with the kind of vines coming down at various levels. And there's other kind of stuff going on the back. It is frankly not like the best looking tree that Lego's ever done at this scale, and that's partially because pieces and build techniques that were being used at the time, and also like there is functionality built in here, so you can already see some of it going on. I thought this was really interesting. This is why it kind of feels like a shrine here, because we have like the bones clipped on the side. We have like claws or teeth kind of there. And inside we have a jumper. That jumper broke into 2 pieces there. It might be difficult to see, but it broke like right along the stud, and there's a it is now in 2 pieces when it's supposed to be 1. And So that is a bummer, but I thought this was really interesting. This is a piece that, well, it's two pieces. We have the kind of candlestick piece, a telescope piece there. That one looks okay. But this piece here, this kind of gemstone type piece or kind of lava, kind of rock, orange translucent piece here, that is printed with kind of a wolf howling at the moon kind of image there, which is actually quite nice, and there's some good detail in that. It's super simple, but it is printed. There are no stickers in this set. There's not a ton of printed detail, but that is one of them, and that kind of stands in there. So maybe that's what the werewolf gets its power or something. Maybe that is what the monster fighter character is trying to retrieve. Maybe that's what the werewolf is trying to protect. I'm not exactly sure, but that's kind of cool. We actually use some translucent bricks behind there as well. They're hard to see. I don't know what color they are, if they're the same orange, but they did those translucent bricks different back in this era as well. So they're a little bit strange to look at, in my opinion, because they're just like the walls and there's no... I don't know how else to describe it, but they're really translucent and there's not a ton like inside area. Whereas I think a modern translucent brick, it wouldn't just be like a square on the bottom. They would still have kind of the anti-stud kind of connection type stuff going on in there, but I'm not 100% sure. And this has kind of a function. There's a little bit of technique in here. The function's actually like more elaborate than maybe it needs to be, but I appreciate that, because if we can look at the instructions here, we can see kind of the tree is a little bit different. It's kind of in the middle of activating, and the werewolf is kind of lunging down or jumping down towards the vehicle with that other character there. So the idea is that the werewolf can stand back here somewhere. There actually is instructions for how to do this in the back of the booklet, and so I think it's supposed to go here, but there's not a way to stud it down, and that might be a little bit difficult here. And then where there's the red kind of keyhole keyring type piece there just below that, if we use that to like if we push down on that, we will kind of launch the werewolf up. And what happens is these kind of areas up at the top, you've maybe already noticed that these can move. There is a broken piece right here as well. Maybe you can see that crack a little bit more. So that one broke. I was pretty worried about every other one of those 1x2s. And here you can kind of see what I mean is like these things aren't studded down all the way. And that happened like throughout. I was trying to be very cautious about it, because if I did really press them together, they're more likely to break. So anyway, that's up there. So these kind of tree areas can open up, kind of get out of the way there, so that the werewolf can kind of jump through here over the top. And then if we look at the side, we push down on this and it launches this part up. So there's a couple different levers in here pressing on each other. So when we push here up front, then like this top one actually goes down, and then if the character is at the rear here, it can kind of launch out of there. And the idea is that we would have these up here, and when we do that, the character will fly, these will fall down, and then we can really easily get that back set up. For whatever reason, one of these sides is has a little more friction than the other one, so this one works pretty seamlessly, but this one here, the Technic pin, that's like a half pin, half axle in the tan in there, which is supposed to have not much friction, is for whatever reason. And maybe that's just how tight I put some pieces together or something there. And then these don't like come together perfectly, but I think that is mostly a function of like being very delicate with this when I was building. So I'm not sure, how well that really works. It seems like to me, trying to be a little bit delicate with this and trying not to press my luck with these pieces that are already known to be very fragile and prone to breaking and cracking. I don't want to like go crazy with this. Maybe after I get some modern replacement pieces, I can feel a little more comfortable kind of launching this, but it doesn't seem to work quite like it is depicted on the box or on the instructions or even in the back of the instructions there. So the idea is we put them right there. So now where I was putting them. Okay. And then we launch it. Maybe that will not launch him straight up or them straight up. And maybe we'll launch them kind of through the middle of there a little bit better. So maybe if I try it with out the top branches kind of up there. Okay, so that one was pretty good. I worry that because this one's not getting out of the way as efficiently as the other one, it's still going to get caught on there. Oh, but that was pretty good too. So if I just make sure I set this in the right spot, then we can actually pretty successfully launch them kind of at the intended arc there, which is pretty nice. So very happy with that. Good thing I double checked where I was supposed to put that character, and maybe it should have been obvious to me, but that is pretty cool. And that's everything that's in this set. You get kind of this terrain function trap kind of shrine type thing, this tree build. You get this pretty snazzy kind of jungle buggy type car here. A couple minifigures which have some good detail printing, on the midsection, on the legs, stuff like that. Glow in the dark pieces there, printed piece there. So some good stuff in here, and I really like it. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some. I mean, the most notable one for sure is the claw piece, which is glow in the dark, which is very, very cool and good to get. And then a little barb piece here, a couple translucent studs, other studs, cheese wedges, Technic pins, and another of that dark bluish gray kind of revolver-like piece there as well. And this set is 243 pieces, 2 minifigures, and it retailed for $20. I paid effectively $40 for this. $31 plus $9 shipping, $40. Seems like the going price for these brand new sealed is about $50. It's really hard because it's a retired theme, kind of like Hidden Side, like Chima, like lots of other stuff, Nexo Knights. And I know Nexo Knights actually I've had broken pieces from as well. And all of those, I think Hidden Side was a little bit later, maybe 2019-ish era, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think they were a little bit later, so maybe they didn't encounter as much brittle brown or anything. But like Chima and this is even earlier than that. There was a time where sets were encountering that. I mean, it's weird when you try to buy a retired set like this, and this one in particular has, a majority of the pieces are pieces that have a high likelihood of breaking. And I didn't actually really think about that when I bought this. I love horror. I love like monster stuff. And I really wanted to see more Monster Fighters things. And there's still many other Monster Fighter sets that I would love to get, like that hearse kind of set looks really, really cool. And there's tons of other ones that I think look great. But they are pretty expensive, actually, in retirement because, we're 10 years, 13 years past these being like produced and on the shelves. And Lego sets can appreciate in value, some more than others. In this instance, so when I paid $31 plus $9 shipping, I was factoring the shipping in a little bit, but then also, what the prices looked like on Bricklink and eBay and on Brickset when they link to Bricklink to kind of get their current value. So it says used on Brickset. Maybe this is $27. I'm sure, used complete, you're looking at about 20, 30 ish dollars for this. And then like a brand new sealed one, you're probably looking at $40, $50, $60 and things. And maybe these are a set that people just want to keep sealed because of all the brown pieces in here. I don't really know, but I didn't keep it sealed. I opened it up, I bought it sealed, and I'm very glad that I did. I mean, I'm super happy with these figures here, and I really like this build for this kind of buggy. It's a shame about the brown pieces, but hopefully the Lego group or the Lego company will set that right. And I feel fine about what I paid for this. Double the MSRP after all these years, sealed, brand new, pretty good condition, all things considered. The box was a little bit crushed, but I was opening it, so it doesn't really matter to me. One of these minifigures is unique to this set, I believe, probably the Werewolf, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, and this character's name is Major Quentin Steele, and the Werewolf is only in this set. It says like used, $5, new, 12 or like 11, and then the Major Quentin Steele is only in 2 sets, which were the Werewolf and the Crazy Scientist and his monster. Like, that's another one that I would love to get. That one, retail figure like $50, $50 in 2012, and then now if I was going to buy it brand new, sealed in a box, probably $100 or more. Used is still probably like $75 or something like that. So a lot of these Monster Fighter sets have gone up in value. So I don't think this one was like that bad. I mean, $40 for this doesn't feel outrageous. It feels okay, considering the retirement age and all that stuff. I can make it work if this is $15 worth of figures here or $10 worth of figures here or something. And then the rest of this, I'm probably okay with that, even though there's some pretty common pieces in here and whatever. I felt it was worth it for me to buy this, and I'm glad that I did. Happy I was able to build it and talk about it, share it with my channel, and I think that is it. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including hopefully more Lego Monster Fighters, hopefully avoiding brittle brown pieces when I can. It's just a shame because many sets from that time I want to look at, but I'll also be covering like tons of other new sets, recent sets, sometimes used sets, older sets, sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, big sets, small sets, in between sets, all different stuff. So if you're interested in my takes on any of other Lego sets that I might be covering, maybe consider subscribing. It helps me a lot and I appreciate it. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you can give money to the channel if you would like. Membership, supers, and thanks on YouTube. Patreon is linked in the video description, patreon.com/SoBricks. There's a buy me a coffee link. There's some affiliate links. There isn't going to be one to buy this, but there will be other affiliate links for major online retailers where you can buy other stuff. If you were going to buy a wireless router or a big spool of Ethernet cable or a lampshade or bubble wrap or something, if you clicked on one of my links and then searched for whatever you're going to buy anyway, I still might get a percentage of that if you use those affiliate links. So it's no additional cost to you. If you're going to shop there anyway, maybe consider clicking one of my links beforehand. Every little bit helps and it does add up. So thank you very much. I have merch. It should be available somewhere on my YouTube channel page, as well as TeePublic. You can search it for SoBricks. I'm going to keep uploading designs there. If you have ideas for the designs, I would love to talk to you about them and see. I'm working on getting more stuff there. I'm wearing some merch right now. This is the Penrose Triangle brick built one in a long sleeve, I think a premium long sleeve. But there's tons of other stuff, and there's other designs as well that don't feel like they're merch or they don't say SoBricks on them or anything. And some of it's reasonably priced. I don't get a ton of money from that stuff. I've bought a lot of it for myself and for people close to me, but it's just something. It's another way to support the channel, so I appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. So with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.